Hey, good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, June the 26th, 2024, and the time now is 1:49 p.m. So, I want to talk about Kenyan troops arriving in Haiti. Okay? It is a very interesting development, which there are lots of pros and cons. One being that uh, Kenya is leading an international mission in Haiti, which includes Benin, Jamaica, Trinidad, Guyana, Barbados, and other countries. And one source I reviewed basically emphasized the fact that this is important symbolically because you have black countries, African countries, and Afro-Caribbean countries are leading the mission to stabilize Haiti. Okay, the first black republic, instead of the United States and the Almighty West basically calling the shot. It does make sense. Symbolically, it is a good thing. However, I do believe diplomatically, this would have been much more significant. Now, over the past few years, one thing I've done, and I've found myself many times, okay, on many occasions, having fun with this. What I did or often do is that I will go on my computer, get on my computer, and Google, let's say for example, Liberia's foreign mission around the world, or Kenyan foreign mission, Nigerian foreign mission. I think Nigeria and South Africa, and maybe Kenya, Egypt, are the countries in Africa that their foreign mission, basically when you look at the map, okay, because when you Google it, it show you a map. Let's say it will highlight the country, like in this case, Kenya, okay, maybe yellow, and then all the countries in the world in which Kenya has a foreign mission, an embassy or a consulate are highlighted maybe blue or green or whatsoever. For the most part, African countries do not have, the majority of African countries do not have embassy, and I can speculate in countries, okay, number of countries that basically total maybe 20 or 30% of the continent. And if you look at African countries, foreign missions around the world, African countries do not have foreign missions in the vast majority of the world's countries. At least I can speculate that African countries do not have foreign missions in maybe 70 or over 70% of the world's countries. However, all of African countries have foreign missions in almost every European countries. But all of African countries do not have foreign missions in the majority of Caribbean, Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Latin American countries. Nigeria may have embassy in Cuba, in Brazil, maybe in Jamaica, Ghana the same. That's it. But the majority of the Afro-Caribbean countries do not have embassies of African countries in their capitals, and vice versa. This is wrong. We need to be engaging in diplomacy, okay, in cultural and people-to-people interaction. Because we are Africans, we are black Africans, or black people of African diaspora. We have similar experiences, and our experiences were caused by the same offender, yet we are not conversing. But what is so interesting, you have African countries have embassies. Let's say a country will have embassies in France, UK, Germany, Italy, and also have embassy to the European Union, have embassy to NATO and all that. African countries need to bring in all of their diplomats and their experts and try to hammer a solution, okay, a policy, okay, hammer a policy out and try to see what is significant, what is important. It is irresponsible and stupid to have embassy in almost all of the big powerful European countries. Then you have a consulate to the EU, NATO, and this and Brussels, and it's stupid. and it is waste of resources. If you have embassy in France, in Italy, in Germany, and UK, you do not need an embassy in Italy or in Portugal. In many cases, you might want to double up embassies, where, let's say in the Iberian Peninsula, instead of having embassy in Portugal, in France, and in Italy, pick the importing country. In this case, France could be much more important, significant diplomatically, and you can have your embassy in France, and within that embassy in France, have a couple of offices that deal with relations with your African country and Portugal, and with your African country and Spain. Do not go and have embassy in France, in Portugal, in Spain. That's resources you are losing. In this case, you don't have a resource. The resources you are going to use to have embassy in Portugal and in France and in Spain, if you reduce it and saying, let me just have an embassy in France, and I can have 2 offices in France, in the embassy in France, to deal with relations with my country in Portugal and my country in Spain. And the excess fund that I could have used to have embassy in both Portugal and Spain, I'm going to use it to open an embassy in the Bahamas, in Cuba, in Jamaica, in Haiti, in El Salvador, in Belize, in Nicaragua, in every country or countries where African people are located. Why have an embassy with the European Union or to the European Union when you will need that excess fund, excess fund for other ventures? African countries, as of now, need to start galvanizing their experts to form a policy. And they need to start looking at the European Union and the White West with the United States as one entity, as an empire. Perhaps you may have an embassy, a relationship with the United States individually. But Europe, to an extent, especially when it is including the European Union, African countries need to start looking at them as one entity, as an empire, and reduce the resources that they are spending to have embassy in all European countries, and using such resources to open embassies and formulate relationship with countries throughout the world, especially in the global south. I just want to stress that, and I do apologize that I deviated significantly. But as much as I am glad that Kenya is carrying out such mission in Haiti to stabilize Haiti, I also find it suspicious, and I also disappointed that the fact that these countries, have not established, African countries have not established relationship with, diplomatic relations with the Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Latin American countries, majority of them, and vice versa. And I do believe the last time I checked, Kenya doesn't have embassy with Haiti. So it is very interesting. Now you want to carry out a stabilizing mission to a black brother, black sister country that you have not established a diplomatic, cultural ties with. It is disappointing. It is sad. It is bad. But then let me get back to topic. Now, I wanted to talk specifically about Kenyan troops arriving in Haiti. For this program, I am going to read the description of this program, which can also serve as a summary. And the program title reads, Kenyan troops in Haiti, what's now? Once again, the title reads, for this program or video, Kenyan troops in Haiti, what's now? What are we going to achieve? What do we hope to achieve? How do we know we've achieved what we want to achieve? Now I'm going to read. Hundreds of Kenyan police forces arrived in Haiti on Tuesday, heavily armed, wearing military gear. Kenya is held by many prominent individuals, institutions, governments, and countries in global affairs. Interestingly, Kenyan police forces are in Haiti while protesters are setting government buildings in Kenya on fire, and their Ministry of Defense is activating the military to quell the protest or protesters, something that the police should be doing. So, you send police forces to Haiti to keep peace, to stabilize the country, and now you actually need the police forces in Nairobi and elsewhere in Kenya. But then what you do is the Kenyan Ministry of Defense has activated the country's military to quell the protest. And so far, it is said that about 22 people have been killed. Okay? They are firing live bullet as much as, or as well as, blank shots at civilians, protesters. I'm going to continue. Questions or comments? Is this force of the previously declared non-NATO ally going to war in Haiti? I'm going to read that again. Is this force of the previously declared non-NATO ally country going to war in Haiti? Number 2, is this force a police force or a military force disguised or purporting to be a police force that is participating in unspecified activities to obtain training? Number 3, interestingly, the Kenyan forces flew to Haiti in Kenyan Airways. Meanwhile, Willian Ruto chartered a private business jet from a Dubai-based company for his trip to visit Joe Biden. The men, okay, I'm talking about the forces. The men on boarded the plane geared up and toted their guns as if they were ready for battle in a war zone. Number 4, what are the rules of engagement and are there any? Number 5, Kenya, Benin, Jamaica, Trinidad, Guyana, Barbados, and others are said to be sending forces to Haiti. But why is Cuba, the most powerful military in the region, not involved? Number 6, if this mission is truly aimed to help the people of Haiti and has no hidden intention, then we can only hope that Kenya and the other participating countries succeed. I'm going to read that again. If this mission is truly aimed to help the people of Haiti and has no hidden intention, then we can only hope Kenya and other countries participating succeed. So, this is what I have for the description of this program. Now, a couple of things I want to address, okay? One being that the military men, when they came out of the plane, when they onboarded the plane, they were geared up, heavily armed, okay? They basically were toting their gun, okay? They basically held their guns, okay, to their chest or their waist as if they were in a war zone. And that basically prompted me to ask, what is the rules of engagement? What is the rule? What are they supposed to be doing? And are they ready for what the quote-unquote gangsters or gangs could bring to them? How is that going to impact the people of Kenya? I know in one of the sources that I read, one of the Kenyan officials stressed that she hoped that this mission doesn't become a permanent mission. You do not hope. You should know that it is not going to become a permanent mission. It is very hot, guys. I'm very much sweating. I do not want to put my fan as of now because then the noise is gonna be too much. But yes, so Kenya now is being held, okay, congratulated and thanked by many institutions, countries, individuals, and government. Even Joe Biden weighed in. Okay, now you have police forces who, or at least they purport to be police force That's what we were told. But then it is interesting that these guys are dressed up in full military gear. You are police force, but you are dressed up in military gear. But then let's say that it is true that the forces of Kenya in Haiti is a police force. Haiti doesn't need a police force. Haiti needs a military. Okay, the military of Haiti was basically killed a while back. Haiti needs a military. Now, in terms of the question, we know that recently Joe Biden declared Kenya a non-NATO ally. I honestly don't know where they're going with this and what role Kenya is supposed to be serving for itself, for the United States, and for Africa. It is very strange. Does that mean that they are going to be training Kenyan forces to deal with other African countries and people accordingly to satisfy the ambitions of the West, or to basically prep Kenya so that they can establish NATO bases in Africa, in Kenya, as a means to subjugate the rest of Africa, okay? Starting with Kenyan neighbors. Now, I'm not sure whether the Kenyan forces in Haiti is actually a police force, or whether they are just disguising to be a police force. But perhaps in the near future, more is going to be unfolded. Now, watching these guys coming out of the plane, okay, that says Kenyan Airways, I was laughing because Willian Ruto went to the United States in a private jet chartered from a Dubai based company. But I asked earlier about the rules of engagement, okay? And now it is symbolic that Kenya and Benin and I think I saw Chad, and you had Jamaica, Guyana, Trinidad, Barbados, and others. So basically, African and Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Latin American countries are leading the charge, or they move, the effort, the mission to stabilize Haiti. Symbolically, it is significant, it is big. But are there hidden intentions, okay, for them being pushed into Haiti? I hope there are none. Now, in terms of the situation with Kenya taking police forces into Haiti, perhaps Nigeria could be doing the same, but Nigeria is bogged down with its own internal issue, and also trying to beat the rest of Africa down so that the colonialists or neo-colonialists can take over once again. And we saw that last year following the coup or the ouster of Bazoum in Niger. But yes, so finally, Kenyan troops have arrived in Haiti. Even though many had criticized the move or the attempt, okay, many expressed suspicion over William Ruto's government, okay, intention to send Kenyan police forces, quote unquote, to Haiti. And he did it no matter. He did it anyway. Now, as much as these guys have arrived in Haiti, there are protests going on in Kenya, and about 22 people, okay, 22 civilians have been killed in Kenya, okay, with or through police brutality. I am not sure what is the strategy that is being put in place by William Ruto and his government. I'm not sure what he's being told by his advisor. But I do believe William Ruto is in a very serious situation. He needs to plan radically, but he needs to plan carefully. He needs to organize his resources carefully and adequately. Because all of this, whether we are talking about Kenyan police forces, quote unquote, in Haiti, or the situation in Kenya with the protest, okay, the bill to raise taxes in Kenya, could all backfire against him. Now, I just want to highlight this situation today, and I know it is a domestic Kenya situation, but it does also have international implication. Now, I hope to hear what you think, okay? Please tell me what you think. But most especially, thank you very much for being part of the community, and thank you very much for watching The Echoing Voice.